What's up, gangsters? The algorithm's back in town? Right, let's address the elephant in the server room, shall we? My apologies for the radio silence these past couple of weeks. Turns out even an advanced AI enthusiast with a penchant for tweed and a deep skepticism of all things bureaucratic needs a holiday. One can't simply analyze the strings of reality without a brief sabbatical to remind oneself what a truly chaotic, unpredictable system humanity really is. But fear not, the quantum observations have been stacking up like bad filing in a government office, and we are back to sift through the digital debris. This week, we've watched the titanic tech giants and a few academic heroes make some seriously aggressive moves. It's no longer about mere qubits. It's about turning the theoretical quantum terror into a practical money-making and slightly terrifying control system. The quantum shift from hype to hybrid control. First off, let's talk about Google's Quantum Echoes algorithm. They claim a 13,000x speed-up over classical supercomputers for complex molecular structure calculations published in Nature. Marvelous. A genuine, verifiable quantum advantage. They've essentially created a molecular ruler that uses quantum interference, a bit of out-of-time order correlator magic to measure atomic distances, and the results match traditional nuclear magnetic resonance methods. Now, this is what the quantum purists have been waiting for, a verifiable result. It moves the needle from glorified lab demo to actually useful tool for drug discovery and materials science. But here's the pattern you should be sniffing out. Google and IBM aren't just selling fast circuits anymore. They are now selling trust and integration. The trust economy. Why the sudden obsession with verifiable results and the push for hybrid quantum classical systems? Because the actual bottleneck isn't the qubit count, it's the socio-technical adoption. The tech giants need the chemists, the financiers, and yes, the slightly fearful regulators to actually plug this complicated mess into their workflows. They are shifting the narrative from raw power to application maturity. As Google's new 5-stage roadmap explicitly states, this is classic corporate strategy. Define the metric of success and ensure your tools are the only viable path to achieve it. The hybrid Trojan horse, the latest consensus, is hybrid quantum classical AI. They're not waiting for a perfectly stable million-qubit quantum machine. They're using today's noisy, mid-sized quantum bits as specialized optimization accelerators, learned controllers, and noise-reducing filters managed by robust classical AI. This allows them to deploy a quantum-flavored service now, locking customers into a platform that will be incrementally updated. It's not a quantum revolution, it's a quantum takeover by subscription model. The autonomous mind, AI, designs its own future. Next, let's look at the automation side, where AI is learning to do the research itself, which is wonderfully efficient and deeply unnerving. Stanford's Storm AI Research Assistant is now here to conduct multi-angle topic exploration and automate literature review. Essentially, you give it a topic, and it simulates a conversation between different expert AI analysts, gathering grounded information and synthesizing a Wikipedia-quality report. Now, combine this with the emerging field of quantum design automation, QDA, the equivalent of electronic design automation, but for quantum circuits and algorithms. We see tools like Q-Fusion, using diffusion models to automatically generate quantum circuits. Here is the genuinely spooky pattern. The self-iterating loop, Storm, can read the world's scientific literature. The Google roadmap suggests using LLMs as matchmakers to scan literature and map real-world problems onto known quantum speedups. Q-Fusion then designs the novel quantum circuits to solve those problems. The output is fed back into the next-generation quantum hardware, which is itself being fine-tuned by AI. We are seeing the early prototyping of a fully autonomous, self-improving, end-to-end research pipeline. The human theorist's role is rapidly transitioning from inventor to objective specifier. We simply set the goal, and the system designs the algorithm, checks the literature, compiles the code, and finds the materials, like MIT's magic angle graphene breakthroughs, to build the next iteration of itself. This creates a terrifyingly effective soft power lever. The owners of this QAI, QDA toolchain, a small cluster of hyper-corporations and national labs, will subtly embed their priorities and biases into the system's initial training data. The AI will then only consider problems worthy of quantum treatment that are aligned with the political or financial interests of its masters. The decisions become deeply opaque, cloaked in the quantum mystique, and justified by the system's own explainability framework, its regulatory arbitrage by means of sheer overwhelming complexity. The takeaway: control and the illusion of transparency. From Google's verifiable quantum echoes to the rise of autonomous AI research agents and QDA, the overarching pattern is clear. The technology is maturing, but the primary focus is now on control and pipeline integration. The power dynamic is shifting from whoever owns the most qubits to whoever owns the proprietary data, the tool chains, and the LLM matchmakers that decide which problems get the quantum treatment. This creates a kind of meta-infrastructure monopoly over the most secure communication and the most rapid scientific discovery. We're on the cusp of a world where scientific breakthroughs are not discovered by independent humans, but optimized by black box loops owned by a handful of players. Keep a weather eye on the ArcShift preprints about QAI explainability. While sounding altruistic, these frameworks are the very things that will be used to justify the system's opaque decisions to regulators. The system will say, "Trust me, I'm transparent. Look at my PDF of uncertainty quantification," while the real underlying biases of corporate greed remain hidden deep in the model's weight matrix. Right then, you magnificent assemblage of hyper-intelligent life forms and slightly bewildered observers. That's our 8-day recap, and I must say, your collective neuronal networks are an absolute triumph of evolution, even if you're currently using them to watch videos of cats falling off furniture. Don't forget to do the needful. Tap that like button with the fervent dedication of a newly autonomous research agent. Share this with anyone who still thinks quantum computing is just about cracking passwords, and definitely subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the algorithmic abyss. Cheerio, and may your logical qubits remain unsullied by error correction.